What it do, Durag Nation? Marvel Rivals finally gave us our first look at gameplay for Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, and he is going to be insane. I'll go over all the details you missed and show you how you should play The Thing when he becomes available in a few days. First, clobber that like button if you appreciate these quick Marvel Rivals breakdowns, and let's get it.
Benjamin J. Grimm, reporting for duty. Too easy! Coming through! Let's rumble! I'll cover you! That's gonna bruise! Let's go, Logan!
There is a lot to unpack in this trailer. First, Ben is obviously a Vanguard. They're not doing a hybrid thing like with Reed. He's got a massive 700 starting HP, which ties in with Groot for the highest in the entire game. He is a melee fighter, so of course he has infinite ammo, and his normal attacks are a pretty fast 1-2 punch combo that looks like it does decent damage per hit, which hard counters Doctor Strange's shield since it cannot block melee hits. He has 3 special abilities, and the first we see is his right click, which charges a power punch that obliterates Hawkeye. His health was already low, so we don't know how powerful it is yet, but we can see in his clip that it gives Ben 75 bonus health on activation as he goes from 235 HP to 310 after using the skill, which is incredibly powerful, especially when you see the cooldown. The next ability shown off is his shift. On activation, it gives Ben 200 bonus health, jumping him up to 900 HP and causes him to charge forward. His health bar is also glowing yellow. This is the game's way of telling you a character is CC immune. CC refers to a disruptive crowd control ability. So for example, Winter Soldier would not be able to hook Ben while using this move, and Wolverine would not be able to use Feral Leap to tackle him. The duration of the charge is 5 seconds. However, you can cancel it anytime. This is very useful and gives the skill a lot of flexibility. If your health was too low to complete the charge, you could just cancel it and find cover rather than be forced to continue the animation for the full 5 seconds. The move ends with the Thing doing a ground slam that creates a big AoE shockwave, destroying the bridge Spider-Man and Black Panther were chasing Rocket Raccoon across, revealing the move has a fairly quick 10-second cooldown. The 200 bonus health immediately starts decaying after the move ends, but then Ben uses his right click to do his huge punch, which gives him back 75 bonus health and wipes out both Panther and Spider-Man at the same time. This move has a 3-second cooldown, just like Wolverine's vicious rampage skill, but instead of a versatile movement ability that doesn't do much damage, this is a powerful finishing attack that increases Ben's survivability by granting him nearly 100 bonus health every 3 seconds. Amazing skill for a brawler type hero. Thor is similar in that he gains bonus health from his offensive abilities, but using one causes them all to go on cooldown at the same time, which the Thing doesn't have to worry about. Ben's third ability, his E, is defensive, as we can see from the symbol, and has 2 charges. He sees poor Jeff being harassed by a dirty Iron Fist player and is given the option to lock on to the shark. Thing then instantly leaps across the map, landing in front of Jeff, and proceeds to diff the Iron Fist. This is basically the same type of ability Mr. Fantastic has, except Reed extends his arms and thrusts himself toward his teammate, giving himself and his ally 100 bonus health, but he can also target an enemy to deal damage while gaining the health. The Thing, however, doesn't gain any health from the ability and can't target enemies. Instead, it's damage reduction, similar to what Wolverine can do, and is visualized by rocks orbiting around his body. You have to wait 3 seconds before using it again, and based on how fast the meter is filling up, I'd guess you have to wait about 6 seconds to get another charge. This is potentially one of the best skills in the game, depending on how much damage reduction you give yourself and your ally. Wolverine originally got 50% damage reduction before getting nerfed down to 40%, but we can get an idea of what Ben can do by analyzing his fight with Monster Hulk. Ben gets healed by Jeff and runs to confront Hulk, going up to 652 HP. Monster Hulk immediately slaps him in the face with his heavy blow, knocking Ben's HP down to 610. We can see from the official website that heavy blow does 70 damage per hit, but the Thing only took 42, which means the skill gives him and his ally 40% damage reduction, which is pretty crazy. especially if it stacks. On top of that, Monster Hulk's heavy blow launches enemies, but Ben doesn't move even when the damage reduction skill wears off. This means the thing has passive CC immunity that prevents him from being moved. So Thor, Wolverine, Bucky, and Monster Hulk can't move him at all, and he gets 40% damage reduction. Wow. Speaking of Logan, we're next shown their team up, which is of course the Fastball Special, same as Hulk. More importantly, it leads to an insane combo. After throwing Wolverine into the enemies, he uses his E to leap in front of Logan, giving them both 40% damage reduction. Then he uses Shift to charge, knocking Venom and Thor, the tanks, into the air, giving Ben a clear shot at Hela in the back, who also gets knocked into the air and finished off with his right click. If this also works on shield tanks like Magneto and Strange, the thing is going to cause chaos if he can remove the tanks and run straight into your healers every 10 seconds. The next clip shows his ultimate. Ben uses E to give himself and Strange damage reduction, then uses Shift to charge into Venom and Thor, who are protecting Hela and Hawkeye. Venom and Thor get thrown out of the way, and he pops his ultimate, which is another ground slam. This one also knocks enemies into the air. Thor and Venom are eliminated immediately, but it's not because of damage. As you see, the impact doesn't one-shot Hela and Hawkeye, but it clearly stuns them for multiple seconds, which is still very strong, as it causes Thor and Venom to fall off the map without being able to respond, and lets the thing finish off the DPS with his right click. I'm not sure if you can solo tank with Ben, but he is a disgustingly good off tank if you put him next to a Magneto or Groot. I think Ben will have a big impact on the meta, but the Human Torch has the potential to be even more of a menace than the Thing, based on this amazing gameplay trailer. Click the video on screen to learn more.